absolutely delighted and honoured as Lord Mayor to be asked today by Liam and his staff here for the launch of their programme and series of events. It seems history is to blame, and I think that it's very appropriate that the City Library is one of the major hosts and facilitators of discussion, both in terms of looking back at the history of the city, the development of the nation and the seminal events that happened therein, not just in terms of Irish nationality and our nationhood, but also placing it in the context of its time and of its place. But I think that what for me is particularly encouraging is that the focus and the ethos of it is future looking and bringing it into the contemporary. So it's not that we become, it's very important that we become aware of our past, where we've come from, how we've developed. I suppose that very familiar adage, without understanding our past, we're destined to keep making the same mistakes. But the important thing is that we can build on the legacy of the people, the men and women who founded the state, the aspirations and the goals that they had, and interpret how they might have viewed those goals and aspirations in maybe 1913, 1916, 1922. But what those goals and aspirations would mean for a 21st multicultural Ireland in a European and indeed in a world context. I'd just like to acknowledge Councillor Titania and Councillor Mick Nugent, who are fellow councillors of mine on the Cork City Council. If there's any other councillor here that I haven't seen, I apologise. And I know that a number of councillors over the last maybe 18 months have put motions forward to Cork City Council that we as a City Council should in some way come together and coalesce in terms of trying to agree a forum or a mechanism for commemorating the events, because it's very important for us in the city here that they don't belong to one political party or one political ideology. The events of Ireland's past belong to all of us. We in this city, we had the burning of the Carnegie Library with the establishment of the library here, but we've been very fortunate with the librarians that we've had over many years. I think that they've always had a very strong public service ethos to them in terms of running and facilitating a series of workshops, education events, readings, displays, exhibitions. And it's great to bring people into the city centre to engage with them and to make them reflect. And I know that the emphasis will be in relation to a lot of the literary events and maybe trying to look at some of the contemporary literary productions of the time and to get a sense from those. But it's also important that we look at other events as well. So, for example, the journals, the newspapers, the songs, and the contemporary film as well. And again, in the City Library here, and Liam hasn't asked me to do the plug, but just the archive of newspapers from the 18th and 19th century that are held here are immense. And it's really important to go back to source material. And again, one of the great things about libraries is that they take information in from many different sources. So we have such a rich variety and tapestry of contemporary history available to us that will allow us hopefully to interpret the events of over 100 years ago and make them applicable to now. But of course, we're not just talking about Irish events, we're talking about Irish events in the context of us being members of the British Commonwealth at the time and the political, ideological and philosophical changes that were taking place at the time. And I see Jerry Ford from the Western Front Alliance, our association here. And again, it's very important that we place the development of the nation in that European and international context of World War I, the significant changes that were taking place in Russia, Austria, Germany, France, again, the labour struggle within the United Kingdom itself. So it would be very remiss of us if we took a very simplistic narrow view of the development of an Irish nation. I think we really do have to place it in that much broader context as well. So again, can I just congratulate the library on the magnificent initiative that they've taken to be inclusive in their approach and not having any one group or sector having ownership of it. What we want to communicate about who we are as a people, what our beliefs are, and what does a republic mean for us in the 21st century. And it has to be a republic that is inclusive, that is accepting of both sides of the border, but also is one that I think that has to recognise that there is a new Ireland as well with the multicultural influences that are coming into us. So can I just wish Liam and your staff well with the series of events. I'm immensely looking forward to them. I'm somebody who comes into the library for the events that they host here on a regular basis. And I know that Liam and his staff have struggled over a number of years because as a city council we haven't always been able to give the funding that might have liked to have given. But it is extremely important for us that we continue to publicly fund the library, because I think a library communicates a lot about the values of a city and a lot of what we believe in. So just to wish you well, and Gurmila Magat, thank you.